BookTube, it's Tim at Renotified Reads coming at you today with an August wrap-up. I'm a little late, but I figured now is better. It's better late than never to get an August wrapped up. So I read 7 books in the month of August, which is a pretty good month for me. And without further ado, let's get right to it. The first books I read in the month of August were Brandon Sanderson's Skyward series. That's book 1, Skyward. Book 2, Starsight. And book 3, Cytonic. Good series. I don't really read a lot of YA, but I'm on a mission to read all of Brandon Sanderson, and the Stormlight Archive scares me. They're so big. So I read through the Reckoner series in July. August was for the Skyward series. Skyward series, in my opinion, is a little bit better than the Reckoner series. In Skyward series, you follow Spencer, daughter of a disgraced pilot in an intergalactic, or an extraworldly, I should say, war. And it's a lot of fun. It's very readable if you don't really read YA. They're quick reads. I mean, they're big books, but they're quick reads. It's very, very readable. It's Brandon Sanderson, and later Brandon Sanderson too. You kind of can't miss. Next book I read is The Ice Line by Kathleen O'Neill Geer. I believe that's how you say her name. I know last week I said the same thing. I believe it's Geer. I read The Ice Ghost. That'll be on my September wrap up. The Ice Line is very good. It's post-apocalyptic. And an ice age, second ice age hit to wipe out all of humanity. We follow a couple characters, Quiller and Lynx, as they go about trying to survive in this world. And it's very good. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but it's very, in my opinion, character-based. I don't really read a lot of character-based books, but for this, they're so good, it just was worth the read and comes highly recommended. You're gonna make the blooper reel. Ooh. Hi. The next book I read in the month of August was Mort by Terry Pratchett. I've read Good Omens by him, the book he did with Neil Gaiman. It was really good. I tend to not laugh as much with British humor, but it's still very good. I understand the humor. It's not necessarily for me, but it's still an adventurous read. And I'll continue with Discworld and this series probably soon. We'll just see how often, or see when. The penultimate book I read in August was The Fall of Babel by Josiah Bancroft. This is book 4 of the Books of Babel series, so I'm not going to really spoil too much. But Zenlin and his crew, very, very excellent ending. I know this book's a bit divisive amongst fans. I think it's on Goodreads, it's either like a 4.1 or a 4.2 after book 3, which is my favorite of the series, at a 4.5 or 4.6. But I think this is a very excellent conclusion. I think it's still worth a read. I think if you like book 3, you will like this, but not as much as book 3. I gave this about 4 stars. It's worth reading, especially if you've read the series. The series as a whole is worth reading, and it's just excellent. Last book I read in August is Tricked by Kevin Hearn. This is book 4 of the Iron Druid Chronicles. I've heard a lot of comparisons with this series and the Dresden Files. This I'm liking a lot. It's a good palate cleanser, popcorn read. If you're struggling to get, through a book, or you're in a reading slump, I think this series is very good to pick up, and the covers that are getting re-released are phenomenal. So colorful. I love these covers. I'm picking them up as they come out, and I'm very excited to read the rest of the series. Again, it's book 4. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but I think it's definitely worth picking up. I think based on what I've heard, pick this up before Dresden Files, because I've heard if you read Dresden Files first, this will come across as a cheap knockoff, because it did get released after the Dresden Files, which is still ongoing. This is finished to my knowledge, but this is still a very good series. I'm excited to get to books 5 and 6 before 7, 8, and 9 get re-released in this new style of cover, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's my August wrap-up. Hopefully my September wrap-up will come closer to the start of October than my August wrap-up did to the start of September. Hope everyone has a good week, and catch you guys next time.